first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
But rules are meant to be broken. 26 years after David Fincher's adaptation exploded into theaters, Fight Club remains one of the most misunderstood films in modern cinema.
I understand.
This is a story about the most necessary and dangerous conversation you'll ever have.
Yeah, man.
The one with the parts of yourself you've been taught to bury. Meet our narrator. No name, no purpose. He's got the job, the condo, the Scandinavian furniture with names he can't pronounce. He's constructed a personality from the manual society handed him. Be productive, be compliant, be safe. And he's dying inside. The narrator's insomnia represents his disconnection from his unconscious. He can't sleep because he's never fully awake. He's a ghost haunting his own life, attending support groups for diseases he doesn't have just to manufacture emotions. Modern society has demanded he repress so much of himself that he's forgotten what's real.
Slide.
Then comes Tyler Durden, confident, charismatic, free. Tyler embodies the narrator's shadow self, everything the narrator has suppressed that doesn't fit his conscious self-image. The aggression, the sexuality,
I haven't been fucked like that since grade school.
the desire to reject societal norms completely.
Do not watch. I cannot go when you watch.
Jung believed the shadow contains not just negative qualities, but also normal instincts, appropriate reactions, realistic insights, creative impulses.
Even a hummingbird couldn't catch Tyler at work.
All the unlived potential we sacrifice to become acceptable. Tyler offers salvation through the oldest ritual, violence. And it works. Because nothing says I'm alive quite like someone else's blood on your knuckles. The narrator starts sleeping again. He feels real for the first time in years. This is shadow contact, and initially, it's liberating. Jung stated the shadow contains childish or primitive qualities which would, in a way, vitalize and embellish human existence. But convention forbids. Tyler gives the narrator access to that vitality. The question is, what happens next? Jungian psychology teaches that the shadow must be acknowledged and integrated, not identified with or controlled by. Integration means bringing these buried parts into consciousness, understanding them, and choosing which aspects serve your growth. The narrator doesn't integrate his shadow, he becomes it. Tyler's philosophy is intoxicating.
It's essential to our survival in the hunter-gatherer sense of the word.
We're designed to be hunters, and we're in a society of shopping. He's diagnosing a real problem.
Fell down some stairs.
Consumer capitalism does create alienation. Traditional structures of meaning have collapsed. The narrator's frustration is legitimate. His pain is real. But Tyler's solution abandons the hard work of integration in favor of pure expression. And initially, this feels like freedom. These men's disconnection from their true selves is symbolized through their emotional numbness and pursuit of meaning in all the wrong places. They're not wrong to seek something primal that civilization bred out of them. They're wrong to think violence alone will restore it. The struggle is to retain awareness of the shadow. This is where the narrator fails catastrophically. What starts as Fight Club, a ritual space for shadow expression, becomes Project Mayhem, a full shadow possession. The men shave their heads, lose their names, follow orders without question.
You're too fucking flawed!
They wanted to escape corporate conformity and created a mirror image of it, just with Tyler at the top instead of their bosses.
Airport parking, long term.
The film illustrates Jung's warning. While the shadow contains vital energy and authenticity, unchecked immersion in its darkness leads to nihilism and self-destruction. Tyler doesn't want dialogue with the conscious ego. He wants total dominion. Project Mayhem escalates from fistfights to vandalism to terrorism. And the narrator increasingly loses time, discovers he's done things he has no memory of doing. This is what Jungians call archetypal possession, when shadow content overwhelms the ego. You stop being the author of your own life because you've handed the pen to the part of yourself that never learned to negotiate with reality.
We should do this again sometime.
The support groups the narrator initially attended represented an attempt at conscious work, vulnerability, connection, honest acknowledgement of pain. Tyler reframes this as weakness, offering instead the immediate gratification of pure shadow expression.
Self-improvement is masturbation.
He says, dismissing growth in favor of regression to some imagined primal state. Fight Club operates through layers of symbolic depth that reward repeated viewing. The narrator's insomnia represents the psyche's attempt to force consciousness, to break through rigid defenses. He can't sleep because some part of him knows he's already asleep, going through motions, following scripts, existing on autopilot. Tyler emerges not as a monster, but as a liberator, which is precisely what happens when legitimate aspects of human nature are suppressed for too long. His revolution consumes itself, literally turning human beings into commodities while claiming to liberate them. This illustrates how over-identifying with the shadow creates a different cage rather than freedom. Identity built purely through opposition has no foundation. It can only mirror what it rejects. The men thought they were escaping one hierarchy and built another. They rejected their corporate identities only to become faceless soldiers in Tyler's army. What makes Fight Club endure is that it shows both the necessity and danger of shadow work. The narrator is genuinely suffering. His shadow is genuinely trying to tell him something important. You cannot grow without confronting what you've buried. Jung was clear about this. But Jung also warned that non-identification demands considerable moral effort, which prevents a descent into that darkness. The resolution represents what Jung called the union of opposites. The narrator must integrate these opposing forces rather than let one dominate. When he realizes Tyler must die, he's recognizing that integration means reclaiming conscious authority over his psyche. He puts a gun in his mouth and pulls the trigger, symbolically destroying the illusion that his shadow is separate from him. The buildings explode outside. Project Mayhem succeeds. But the narrator survives, broken but conscious, holding Marla's hand. The ending exhausts rather than triumphs because shadow work doesn't resolve cleanly. The narrator's journey illustrates that while the shadow contains truth about what's missing, its solutions are too crude for the complexity of real life. The film's enduring power lies in its refusal to offer easy answers. It validates the narrator's crisis while showing how his solution fails. It acknowledges that modern life creates legitimate alienation, while demonstrating that regression to pure instinct only creates a different kind of death. Fear can become an opportunity for courage, pain a catalyst for strength, but only through conscious integration, not blind obedience. Fight Club tried to show us both the necessity of shadow contact and the catastrophic failure of shadow possession. The shadow must be adequately confronted, which means more than merely knowing about it. It means being shocked into seeing yourself as you really are, integrating what you find, and consciously choosing what to do with that knowledge. Your shadow self contains vitality, creativity, and authentic power that's been buried under layers of social conditioning. It deserves to be heard. It doesn't deserve to run your life.
Fuck what you know. You need to forget about what you know.
This is the work. Understanding these films deeply enough that they actually change how you see yourself. If that's the kind of content you want more of, drop a comment and tell me. What did the film get right about modern life? And where does Tyler's philosophy fall apart? I read every single one because these conversations matter. Hit that like button if this breakdown gave you a new lens to see through, and subscribe to Cinemanic so we can keep dissecting the films that dissect us. And if you want to directly support this channel, help me dedicate more time to research, writing, and creating the kind of analysis you won't find anywhere else, check out my Ko-Fi link in the description. Every contribution keeps this project alive and lets me go deeper. And as always, thank you for watching.